Good morning, everyone. I'm about to go outside and start covering my raised beds because we are supposed to have a winter event tomorrow. And over the next few days, the temperatures are supposed to get down below like 20, 25, 20. And we're supposed to have some freezing rain and sleet and all of that stuff. And anybody who's in America, I guess, maybe other places, might remember the winter event we had last December. No, I'm sorry, last February in Texas, where we didn't have water and electricity for like 4 or 5 days. And it was cold. Plants were dying everywhere. So we covered our stuff up mightily last year with plastic. There's the boy. Hi, boy. With plastic, and then row covers and blankets. And so I'm about to go out there today and do that. And when Eric gets home from work today, he is going to cover the chicken coop with a plastic sheeting, and they're down kind of underneath hangout area with plastic sheeting as well, because nobody's trying to be freezing out there. I'm gonna be putting this covering, this plastic, on all the beds. I don't know about these side beds. Like I told y'all, they've been kind of iffy anyway, but definitely the 3 middle beds. About to cover them with this plastic sheeting. What I'm going to do is put the sheeting on and then staple it down into the wood frame. Then after that, I'm going to put the gardening cloth on top, which is like a white cloth, a white thin kind of tulle-like material, kind of like what the bedding is made of, but a little bit thicker. And then I'm going to put blankets on top of that once it starts icing. Well, right before it starts icing, I'll put those heavy blankets on top of that. So there you have it. I've stapled down this plastic. Now I'm going to get the garden cloth and put it over this, and then I'm going to get the blankets. And just to give you an idea of what this fabric looks like, it's a mesh. It's not quite like tulle, actually. It's thicker than tulle. It's a really strong mesh. Well, I'll show you on this side. And you can see that the sunlight can get through it, but it keeps some warmth inside. So last year we put this as well as the plastic on. I'm reusing the plastic and the mesh from last year. And we put blankets too because it snowed so heavily, and that really protected these beds incredibly well. Everything lived inside of these beds. Anything that was not under these beds out here died. They've been watered really, really well because it poured all day yesterday, or the day before yesterday. The ground is soaked. So I'm going to cover, even though it's in the 50s right now, it's supposed to get into freezing temperatures tonight and then freezing rain tonight. And then down into the 20s and teens. So I'm all done now, y'all. Make this a little bit easier to see. The back beds, well, all of the beds are covered with plastic, and either the garden fabric or the back bed I covered in 2 sheets because I only had one huge sheet of gardening cloth, and I didn't want to cut it up to cover that with. So I covered it in 2 bed sheets, top sheets, which we actually use for this purpose. We keep them for this purpose. So The garden is winterized. I'm about to go into the greenhouse and water one last time. And then I'm gonna get the heater set up in front of that planter so that it can be ready to put out, well, retain the warm air. I did not cover this bed. I didn't because there's already not a whole lot of produce in there. Those leaves are edible, so in that sense there is produce. You can eat broccoli and cauliflower leaves, but they really you all know the story, the backstory on this bed. If you don't know it, then check out these videos so you can see what's what with this bed. But it doesn't have any broccoli heads or cauliflower heads at this point. It has broccoli flowers and a little bit of something going on there. So I'm not going to cover this one because this one last year it died because the back isn't able to get covered sufficiently. So that's that. Eric is going to come out here. I've already told y'all this, but I'll show you and I'll ask him to record it because I'll be working when he gets home to do this. But we are going to cover the bottom here. Hey girls. We'll put their door. There's actually a front gate that goes over this, and we'll put that in front, which will have a little door that they can come in and out with. And then we're going to cover the sides with plastic and probably the upper areas as well. We do have boards. This board is placed in here. This is normally just slats, just like this side. So I'll see if Eric wants to put the plastic around the upper sides as well, leaving the vents open. And then we'll put blankets over. Their door has hardware cloth, but as you already know, we put a board over that some time ago. So they've had a warmer winter. And I think I'm gonna get Kalani to clean that out so that they're not trapped in there with ammonia and the extra covering. Hey girls. They're already like, we don't like this. It's a little cold. We're gonna make it warm for you, okay? Not gonna lie, we are probably going to bring them in the house. Not in the house, but in the garage for tomorrow night. We are probably gonna put them all in a cage with some roosting bars in it and some bedding, and then put them in the garage overnight when it gets like below 20, because that's what they're predicting. So if it does get that cold, or if in the evening, as the evening wears on, it starts to look like it's going to get that cold at night, we will bring them inside and put them in like we did last year, and then we'll bring them back out in the daytime. Y'all saw Nugget's comb is getting a little bit, it was getting some frostbite before these freezing temperatures. Well, it was freezing, but before these like really freezing temperatures. So we want to make sure that we're prepared for that. We don't want them being in conditions that are too cold for them. Chickens can handle cold. Like, they are actually very good in the cold. It's worse for them when it's hot. But our chickens are Texas chickens. They're not like Michigan chickens. So they're not used to really, really, really cold temperatures like below 20. So if it gets down there, we'll bring them into the garage. And we've also brought in a couple of buckets of water. Actually, we have 3 tubs of water so that if the water goes out like last time, we can use these for flushing. Not cleaning, not drinking, but for flushing. We have some bottled water as well. So we're okay with that, but we wanted to have water for flushing in case we need it. So we're pretty well prepared, I think, for tomorrow. We have all of the food we need. We have a heat source if we need it. A power source if we need it. And now my garden is covered, and my chickens will be covered up tonight, and the greenhouse will be taken care of. So I'm feeling pretty good. Hopefully the power won't go out, but I'm going to confess, I don't have a whole lot of faith in, you know, our power reality here in Texas, because last year the governor was like, we are not going to lose power, and we did. And this year he's saying, you know, we can't guarantee that there won't be, in essence, rolling blackouts, which is what they tried to do last year, but it didn't work. So the power just stayed out for 4 days. So this year I'm like, we're gonna just make sure that we have what we need in the house. Last year we covered our plants, they were fine. We covered the chickens and they were fine. So those 2 things are being taken care of in the same way that we prepped for them last year. Inside the house, though, we did not have any warmth. We had food because we don't play games. We make sure that we have food, and we make sure that we have food that we can eat in an emergency. We had little heaters for our hands, like the shaker packs that you can open up and they provide heat. We had those, but we don't have gas or a fireplace. So we didn't have any heat inside. So we're taking care of that, or we've taken care of that actually, to make sure that that won't happen again and that we will have what we need in case we need it. And we also have taken care of, we have like little solar powered items that we need for charging devices and whatnot. We'll make sure that all of our devices are charged up today so that in the event that we do lose power, we can start out the time with those fully charged. Of course, we can charge in our car, but we've taken the steps necessary to make sure that we will be taken care of, that we have food that can be easily heated on our camp stove. We do have a fire pit outside, although who wants to go in to make a fire in a fire pit unless it's absolutely necessary? But I feel like we are pretty prepared, and if it goes down like it did last year, we should be even more ready than we were then. The nice thing is it doesn't sound like at all like there will be inches of snow, just ice and freezing rain, which can affect the roads. And of course that can affect power lines and trees and knock them down, which can take out power lines. So we'll see, y'all, but we're ready. Good morning, y'all. Not the most favorite situation ever, but you know, it's doable. I made the girls some oatmeal, so I'm gonna bring that to them now. Hey girls. Oh, your door is locked. I got the oatmeal down so I could get in. Oh, the latch was frozen. Hey y'all. Hey, good morning. Hey, I have something nice. Yeah. Oh, I didn't watch y'all drink it or eat it. Yummy. Come get some, Hawk. Come on and get some oatmeal. It's nice and warm. Y'all move over, let Hawk get some. Okay, everybody's running. Here you go. Biscuit, y'all move over and let Hawk get some. Come on out, Hawk. Y'all let Hawk get some. Get now. Now she's coming. Okay. Nobody kick stuff into it. Oh, y'all are not gonna keep Hawk from getting some oatmeal. Am I gonna have to make 2 dishes? Maybe. Okay, now I'm going over to the greenhouse to see how it is doing in here. You can see my raised beds are covered and toasty. The heater's definitely on. So this isn't hot, but it is not freezing. And it's pretty temperate in here. It's pretty all right. Oh, it's definitely warmer than outside of the greenhouse. Yeah. So burr, you know, it's a cold day, but it's not the worst thing ever. There is not like there aren't layers of snow. There is a lot of ice in the trees. Our outdoor unit was trying to act up and be cranky this morning, making noise like, you know, so hopefully that will not be a problem. Oh, I'm looking at my walls in my greenhouse. The pipes are like coming apart, these PVC pipes. I'll fix those before I go in the house. But yeah, it's cold. It's currently 31 Celsius, no, it's currently 31 Fahrenheit and sleeting. There's freezing rain and it's coating the trees. My hand is kind of shaking, cold. but it's not horrible. However, it is supposed to drop throughout the day. We had our high like at midnight. So it's gonna get colder as the day progresses. And then, you know, we'll just have very cold into tomorrow, but it's gonna go above freezing tomorrow. So today is, I think, the biggest concern because it's not supposed to get above freezing today. But it is, I'm listening to the freezing rain, the sleet hitting my greenhouse, but it is supposed to stop precipitating at about 1 o'clock. So that's good. So anyway, I'm gonna fix my greenhouse and then I'm gonna go inside. Thanks for watching, guys. So that was our winter weather emergency in Texas. It is pretty much over. It was cold today, but everything is melting. Tomorrow we're supposed to get back up into the, I think, 40s, and today we were in the 40s as well. So I feel like we're good. We kept our power the whole time. No water went out, right? Celebration.
That's pretty good.
So we're happy. Thank God. Be looking forward to our next video. Eric was canning some chicken. It's gonna be good. You should be looking for that. It should be coming next week. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to like it. Make sure that you're subscribed if you haven't subscribed yet, and share these videos and comment. If you've enjoyed it, check out some of my other content. I have lots of fun videos. I'll post a video here about the last gardening disaster that I had. And if you check my latest video, you'll also see how that disaster kind of resolved itself and my collard greens came back. Love you guys, appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.